Salman Al-Ansari joins me from Riyadh. He is the founder and president of the Washington, D.C.-based Saudi American Public Relations Affairs Committee. And I want to ask you about Saudi Aramco. The company says that it will reportedly sign a $50 billion worth of deals with the United States. How does that really gel with the kingdom's desire to reduce oil dependency?
Great. Hi, Tatiana, and hi to all the viewers of TRT World around the globe. It's definitely a very remarkable economic partnership deals with the United States. And as you all can see, that the Trump's visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has a very strategic importance, not only to the region, but to the whole world when it comes to economic stability, when it comes to global security, and different themes as well. So when it comes to Aramco, it's, as we have seen, like there are 17 U.S. corporations that will be dealing in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in different sectors, specifically on the field of energy. Saudi Arabia, as we all know, that it has the biggest or the second biggest oil reserve in the world, and it's the biggest oil producer in the world. At the same time, it has a lot of potential when it comes to its petrochemical industry, because Saudi actually, with the partnership of the United States, are building right now the biggest petrochemical complex in the whole world that costs $20.6 billion. So we are speaking of a very remarkable economic partnerships that will take the Saudi-US relationship to a completely new level. So we are really hopeful that that the Vision 2030, the Saudi Vision 2030, as we all know it, because it actually focuses a lot on economic diversification. So we are actually right now in a position where we would love to see the United States to come and not only sell to us what they have, but to basically transfer the knowledge, transfer the technology, transfer the know-how to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in all fields, either in energy, either on technology, or in any or information technology, etc. So we are very optimistic about this visit, to be honest. Trump's visit to the kingdom is not only a visit that is just symbolic. No, it's a visit that actually there to create a new momentum, to open a new page with the whole Arab and Muslim world. So we can tell that the United States is very keen to strengthen the U.S.-Saudi relationship and take it to another level.
So you talked about the idea that people there are welcoming U.S. President Donald Trump, but given Trump's previous anti-Islamic statements, how much trepidation do you suppose there will be as Saudi officials watch him speak and listen to what he has to say?
Okay, great. Actually, Senator John McCain 2 to 3 weeks ago said something remarkable. He said, do not look at Trump's rhetoric, look at his actions. So it's actually very important. And at the same time, Trump actually did not only had like some negative comments on the kingdom or on the world, etc. It's actually almost like every partner, like even the NATO members had some kind of issues with some of the Trump's rhetoric in the past during the campaign, etc. So I don't think we should take it so personally at the moment. We are right now speaking of more a strategic kind of partnership. We actually can see that the Trump's administration is very pragmatic. James Mattis, Jared Kushner, McMaster, everyone you can tell is very aware of the dynamics and geopolitical challenges in the region, in the Middle East, and they know that the root of terrorism is basically the sectarian practices of the radical Iranian regime. That in itself is a very good start point for the U.S.-Saudi relationship, because it's very important for the region to have a United States that is very aware of who is actually destabilizing the region, who is actually spreading their militias. They have actually more than 75 radical militias just in Iraq, and supported completely by the IRGC of Iran. So I think this summit, the 3 summits, will actually create more consensus between the United States and the whole Arab and Muslim world. And at the same time, Riyadh will not be only the capital of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, but will be basically the capital of the Arab and Muslim world, and also Riyadh will be the capital and cornerstone of the efforts of combating terrorism, and at the same time it will be the capital of economic shifts and changes and transformations in the region.
And quickly, I want to ask you about Yemen. How much are U.S. and Saudi leaders looking forward to narrowing their differences when it comes to that topic?
I think when it comes to Yemen, it's actually, we can tell that it's almost like going to be ending very, very soon, because more than 85% of the Yemeni territories are actually have been liberated from the Iranian-backed militias, the Houthis. So that in itself is a good thing. So all we need right now is basically to have more pressure from definitely the United States can definitely help on putting more pressure on Saleh and the Houthis, and also put more pressure on their sponsors. That in itself will pave the way and speed up the process of having more of a political solution for Sana'a. But in any way, if the political decisions or discussion would not result in anything, then I think the military force will speed up the process and definitely have Yemen to be back to the legitimate government according to the United Nations Resolution 2216. So I think Yemen, I don't think we really have to worry a lot about this. Definitely it's a catastrophe like what the Houthis and Saleh have done, what the Iranian-backed militias have done. It's very unfortunate that they were actually attacking the people in Yemen through Al-Houthis and Saleh, etc. But I think Saudi is on the right track to basically get the Houthis out of Sana'a and also part of Taz and also Sa'da. So I think 85% of Yemen is liberated. I think 15% will not take that long to be liberated too. And I believe that the United States is actually very keen to support the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and to support the Arab coalition to speed up the process, because any war, we all know that any war is easy to start but difficult to end.
Certainly.
But at the same time, we really need to have Yemen back to the legitimate government and to help the people to have access to humanitarian aids to all the Yemeni people, disregarding their tribe or disregarding their region.
Salman Al-Ansari, I want to thank you for this perspective.